BDS play something a little bit different, play for the Viego resets. Their engage is largely going to come from Paris on that Rakan, new player to this roster this year. He's going to have a lot of
Ferromancy, so summon a burn to get the move speed out. And when we say things are coming across, Alvaro finds the flip back with the mount up. Decent chunk comes on through. The ignite goes on down. Nice.
Oh.
Loses 80% of his HP.
And now there's going to be some big for a jungler. He gets one of those scuttle crabs, and he's not falling behind at the first early opportunity, but he's not bot lane now for a dive potentially.
Try to shield the early dive. Nelio just turns up a little bit later, looking for the double grasping route. Alvaro takes a lot of turret aggro, but it doesn't matter. Super claims first blood.
BDS left alone under their tower. 113 went for a top scuttle, and MKOI went towards the kills. It's onto the cliff.
Yeah, Hysterics on the next cast, so there you go. Maybe it's just a premonition. Nuke hops across the belt. Looks for a bit of a chunk and gets a solid one onto Jojo. All the while, 113 start up the dragon, but Mewin and Elio coming over. Oh! 113 now slowed down. Nice move up from MKOI, looking for the lane pressure, but here comes Alvaro from behind, onto Nuke, who's going to go down. Jojo slides on in and claims the kill.
I don't think BDS has the flash, has the ult. Doesn't get a chance to use either, though. Walks up too far, loses his life.
Getting a second kill after is rough, and now we're looking at potential double shattering strike. Alvaro gets a huge moment, the Stranglethorns after, and BDS bot lane is being taken to the cleaners. 3 kills on this Kalista.
Every one of these kills in the early game is really empowering this Kalista.
In front of me,
so whoever read that on there, I'm going to trust them. And yeah, I mean, it does unlock a reset composition. Can they get something here? He's in the middle of a fight.
Good chunk on Delioyo, who's very low, throws down the Stranglethorns, gets a big knock-up, trying to get away, doesn't quite have the flash. 1-for-1 right now, Paris shuffled away by Jojo, looking to get an auto or 2 more down, can't get to the blast cone. And Jojo picks up another nuke, desperately low to boot it all off. There's a control ward in the bush, and
their own jungle really not worked out in the way that they would have liked.
They finally get that kill on Elio, but he's still 1,000 gold up. He's got a completed Leandries. Mirwin goes all out here onto Nuke, who does have flash, but does have to burn it to escape the Cassante. And we were saying he's supposed to be a side character. Mirwin says, actually, I want an action sequence too. Super, summons the Fate's Call. Alvaro goes for a crash down on top of 2. 113 is around, teleports continue to fly as MKOI want to really force this, and a rend comes on out, and down goes Ice, melted in front of our eyes.
Oh, you can smoke and mirrors catch someone out, but actually, if you're doing it in bot lane, I think they've been sniffed out just a bit. Mobstar Koi, really on it today. Everyone's going onto him.
Into the public execution. Alvaro's going to try and buy some time, but there's a shuffle to get Jojo out to safety. Stranglethorns comes down. Paris now in danger. They have to back away. There is a teleport. Super's here as well. Huge W as Mewin goes all out. 113 will claim Jojo finally, but I think the damage is done. Hang on. Flash away. Double for 113. There's something coming back. Can look to steal another body. I don't think he's going to have quite enough to hop anymore. At least gets 2 back. It's a 2 for 2, all things said and done.
BDS were always going to look for that kind of play, catch someone away from the group, but Mobstar Koi see it coming, and they do largely win out on it, and with the 6 scrubs, they get to capitalize on it too. Ice is pushing in the mid lane, he'll get something.
Retreat through a bit of an awkward path here.
A little bit, Mewin still spoiling a little bit for a fight. Everyone wants up here, 5v5 in the middle of the map. What's Mewin doing here?
It's a bit of a chunk, and that's a great route from the side of Elio. Forces a flash and an ult out from 113.
BDS feels a little bit late. They've not really managed to get anything away from the objectives that MKOI are starting to take.
Now we hit this point where you've got nearly a 3,000 gold lead individually for this Kalista, who will be finishing a second item very shortly. In fact, nearly the entirety of Mobstar Koi will be finishing second item shortly, while BDS will be stuck at 1 for the foreseeable future, and that's going to hurt.
Oh, this feels a little bit like Tutorial League of Legends. 6 grubs, demolish on the tower, easy in a tower take. You can see that, of course, Nuke is pushing the top lane now, but because that teleport came out a little bit late, maybe they were afraid of getting engaged on before that teleport came out. Just a little bit slow to get towards that tower. Taking it down now, but not before a lot of damage is done. Super's back afterwards. Either way, a bit more tanky makes it much harder to get the resets. Bit of a brush bait.
Nice push bait. It's onto the backline. Super and Elioya caught out. Huge play from BDS. Can they finish the job though? As 113's gone in and not really got the reset they were looking for. Only find 1-for-1. Mobstar Koi defend well enough.
They're really just messed over too. Yikes, that's a lot of damage from the electrocute on the Zyra.
Go on towards the Atacans. Sticking it full of spears currently. Again, you are now into a position where even if you contest, it's not even with the Kalista end, and 113 caught out trying to find an angle to come in and see what's happening at Atakan and just dies. Now there's no smite contest at all.
And that's going to be a bit of an issue. So, Mobstar Koi, do they go straight back towards the out-count? Yes, they do. You can see the hop, the skip, and the jump on the minimap of the Kalista, putting the spears into it. Ice is going to be able to take the mid lane out of turret, which is something for BDS. It'll give them an ability to put down wards into the enemy jungle if they can find a route in there. But Atkan taken for free.
Claimed, and now it's a 3v4 in the mid lane. The Mobstar Koi were very happy to take, and you can't really blame them at this point. The frontline plus in Azir does a lot of work, and Nuke forced to go between worlds and will hop to the other side of his arena briefly, but that's another ultimate down, and BDS, it feels like they just don't have anything left to try.
Well, Paris is currently off vision. He might try something here.
Tries to go in, and there's the public execution after they get a withdrawal, but then the turnaround begins to come on through. The Stranglethorns are there. Fate's Call used a double kill to Elyoya, and they keep trading back. There's another withdrawal down at least, but that's not as easy as you want as Super. It's just untouched, so stuck Irrelevant full of quite a few spears. And he'll back away to make sure he's out of range of the Rend.
Credit to Paris for looking for something. Ends up being a 2 for 2 with kills to withdrawals, so even then it's tilted in favor of Mobstar Koi. They use the 6 scrubs to take down an inner turret, and the train just keeps on. Super center of this composition on the Kalista, getting another objective. They are currently one objective, that one dragon, which went over to BDS, away from a full house. Little feat for yourself. But yeah, with the Merc Treads, back to the serious part of it. But the Merc Treads does make him a little bit more defensible. Really trying to play around vision here on BDS, but his Nuke just caught out.
The killer bunny rabbit with the sharp pointy teeth is eating a holy hand grenade of Antioch this time around. Nuke is about to be nuked, do you think, but actually managed to walk away. The Ambassador goes in, and Paris tried to buy some time. Look at Jojo on the flank, looking for an angle, gets a few with the Emperor's Divide. Descending from the north of Canada into Europe to find a few here in his first match in playoffs. All out goes Mirwin, and Irrelevant is just that in this game.
Looks like all the BDS caught some air miles there, either by shuffle or by all out through the wall. Mobstar Koi not caught out again. BDS have been resorting to the vision plays, and it just hasn't worked for them. It's going to be Baron started up by Mobstar Koi, and it's very likely going to be finished by them as well. Very clean game from Mobstar Koi here in game 1 against BDS.
They are 10,000 gold up. They're about to pick up a Baron, and BDS, it is a miracle or next game, I think, is all they've got left.
Bush. They've sniffed it out pretty well. I mean, I'm not going to criticize BDS for trying. Like, once again, Barris is in a brush. They're doing the same thing over and over. It's got to work at some point, right?
Here goes Paris and 1-1-3 into the backline onto Jojo, who might be the target, but he's so damn tanky, he gets to slide away. You can't blame them for looking. There's just not enough in the back pockets. Their weapons are just rusted and not dangerous enough to get through all of the armor, all of the health, and all of the turnaround punches that Mobstar Koi keep throwing. They pick up a tier 2. They don't lose a member. And Irrelevant and 1-1-3 both fall.
How do you kill this Azir? Jojo Pyun makes it out. They don't get the resets again. It's going to be a killer to Super. Not
right, Nuke. It would be then.
Feels like you've said that a couple of times. BDS, can they find another pocket to play from? Nuke has teleport, could make his way down. Do they have any flanking wards? Look on the minimap. No. No, they don't. So that one's a little bit difficult. The bunny will have to hop their way towards the fight from a different angle, and now suddenly BDS, they are caught out against the wall again, and now Luke's have to teleport into the middle of the team.
Super flashes away as Paris desperately tries to find a quickness, doesn't quite find it. They lose Nuke, he's dead already, so is the top laner. Irrelevant out, 1-1-3, and Paris fleeing into Mobstar Koi's jungle. There is nowhere you can run that you'll be not pinned to the ground by Super on this Kalista, who is using that Marshall poise to continue to hunt for this Viego, who's desperately trying to run away. But look, we were setting this up as an archetype of fast v slow, but then there's Mach 5, and not out of the starting gate, it feels like this time. BDS have been shell-shocked.
It really has ever been since that laning phase from that Kalista. I think it's got so difficult. Jojo! What a sweep.
Taken out by Jojo, goes looking for another. 3-1-10 now.
I don't think I've even mentioned him. Besides that, this game, he's not had anything to do. Mobstar Koi moving towards the turrets.
Looking to end the game. Mobstar Koi hop on forwards, and BDS are going to throw one last gasp. But it is just their last breath before Mobstar Koi put them out of their misery. It has been a shellacking. They have destroyed this game from the early tower dive, from the early 2v2 damage, and they've not looked back. Taking a fair amount of damage shoving through these turrets, though. They've got Hex Soul and a Dream, and the Nexus likely still falls. Mobstar Koi going to play with their food a little before ending it all.
An aperitif for the series. First game of Fearless down. Mobstar Koi, this was not close. BDS back to the drawing board.
Credit over there just before the end of the game to Alvaro. He was 23 out of 24 kill participation. We'd highlighted him early, and he really was absolutely everywhere that game. They were going fast, and it was off the back. Things like that Callisto lane and all the rest of it. But We are going to throw to a break for now. When we come back, it will be the desk breaking down that destructive Game 1 for MKOI versus BDS. That would be wild.
Wait. You know, I'm always saying it is Mirwin.
That's the reason I'm just saying. You never
there's a smile. Let me look behind. Yeah, he's smiling a little bit. We'll see.
We'll
see. We'll started. Nuke's going to recall. He looks to teleport in. If they do want to fight, you can just leave elsewhere. They are walking up river, but are they going to do anything about it? I don't think so. Yoye, what do you think about this?
That's the Glacial Prison afterwards, and that means the MKOI going to be the target. Taken pretty low, but will turn around and look for a fight themselves. Massive ult into the W forwards, forces the ult away from Jojo. And Ice picks up first blood on the Varus.
Oh, that lethal tempo adding so much extra damage. Not going to trade it. And of course the equalizer.
Game stands pretty even right now. It may well not be after a few moments. 1-1-3 looking to step on forwards. It's brazen as brass, or I suppose a giant tree. Throws down the ultimate, and Nature's Advance gets so much value. Jojo dead to rights, and you can start bouncing around. Firefighter Tristana is setting more than she's turning off. Alvaro in danger as well, as put on the barbecue courtesy of Irrelevant. At least there's a dredge line that gets him out to safety, but BDS find 2 more kills, claim a grub, and set themselves. Could have gotten a lot worse, and it still leads to a great start to BDS, who are...
Do you want to be there? That's a bit difficult. Irrelevance here. Yone does have ult and flash, but I don't think he's actually coming to help right now.
Blocking him, and again, dredge line blocked, and Nautilus is not exactly fast. He's being slowed down and donated a kill. Irrelevant picks up a kill on the Rumble.
Oh, F's in chat for Alvaro. You can see
wards behind Dragon Pit, but that's about it. Dragon is spawning in 35 seconds, but BDS saying, look, you can have that. We want to play for this turret topside instead, and Jojo very alone up here, and it is very, very dark. Not for long, though, as the tree comes in and says, surprise garden party! And Jojo is down for the count.
Really clean MKOI play from BDS. They play around this ultimate as soon as it's on the ball. Good lane bully, has the Malignance being a damage threat, and you can start to shield someone like the Yone to allow them a little bit extra time to go through. You can try and shield someone like the Ezreal to survive as well, and Suwajwani all over the wall.
Glacial Prison onto the MKOI. Not the easiest target to take down, but will still likely be in a spot. That has to flash away, throws down the ult themselves, and there's the equalizer after onto Super, who's rooted up on top of the fire. Just about surviving, but that's left the side laner out to dry. Mirwin goes down. Irrelevant flashes in to kill Super as well. Will surely fall out, but he's got a bailout. Can try and keep him alive. No, finally goes down, but Jojo is an additional price. MKOI gets a kill finally. But it is not much of a silver lining here as the mid lane turret falls. It's just looking like the inverse of last.
Go to attack build or whatever. You probably want to do a lot of things with that. Yeah. You see that might go towards Saras. That's an ult from Jojo, dodged out of by Nuke.
Ooh, good buster shot after. Now Jojo's in danger. The explosive charge just having flashes for a bit more, trying to get some more hop forward. Jojo with a solo kill. Mortal Steel is stronger than the Yordle.
Who cares about a gold lead? Kind of just saying, no, don't take the easy entrance. Go back through the Tri-Brush. It's better for us.
There's been a little bit of changes to Atakan, as it said, but obviously the fight about to start off over it. That tries to be bought, but a huge true shot barrage. Gets a big chunk. The hostile takeover, though, is brutal in turn. And Nuke cuts off Alvaro, and they get back to that Atakan.
Well, both teams just take a chance of saying, you're at a choke point. Let's throw stuff at them. Super had an insane ult onto multiple people. I don't know whether they still had the resist shred from out.
Let's go. BDS right back to where they started off. Still got control of that Tri-Brush. Saplings in there. MKOI coming on over to try and fight this, but I think it might already be dead.
They don't have the big ultimates. They don't have the big ultimates, but there is going to be no chance of getting it. They arrived too late.
Alvaro flashes away.
Kill onto Nuke earlier. I thought that would make it a little bit easier to go towards the Atakan, and I suppose it did. They had a chance to go towards it, but BDS, they calmed down. They used the next round of ultimates. Now they have really good ability to force a fight like this.
W113 goes on him with the twisted advance. Mirwin will likely fall as the explosive charge on top of him. Bailout comes on top, and Nuku does get withdrawn. They get 2 as Jojo finds a good angle. Ice not here as it stands. Elyoya falls down as Paris and 113 finish the job there. Still strictly a 3v3. They'll get one more, but these withdrawals are getting swiftly whittled down. Jojo's picking most of them up, and BDS fumble the Atakan shove in pretty catastrophic fashion.
Yeah, normally you want to force fights. Don't want to lose everyone like that, though. 5 for 2, but 5 of those are...
I don't remember production. If you know, tell us, and then we'll tell everyone else. But for now, I'm just going to confidently say no.
No, you don't have to tell us. It's not relevant now. We're past it anyway. BDS going to walk forwards. 113 losing a lot of his HP, but he's in a tanky tree.
Sap magic and unending despair. He does not care at all. Nuke gets a kill. Super being slowed down by the Electro Harpoon. Cleanses it. It just doesn't matter. He's burning out. Down to about 5% HP as the Fate Seal goes wide, and Jojo now left up in the mid lane will force Relevant to go golden. Man to Q. will not come on through. The Soul Flare is the upgraded Q ability from Karma. Not going to be used. Then they head straight back over towards the Baron. The man advantage is currently BDS's.
So a lot of tools used. Mobstar Koi, they don't really have anything left to retake the pit here. BDS, they can tank this up for forever with the Maokai. They are teleporting, but there aren't that many tools left. Nuke jumping out.
True Shot, Barrage, and a Dream can look for an angle on in here. Jojo unbind the Soul, finds an angle, looks for Q1, unbinds the Soul, can look for a big angle on in. 1-1-3, buying time though. Baylor comes on through and Irrelevant is dead. BDS now in danger as they're split apart. Nuke needs to reset, does have TP. Can't quite have it happen as 1-1-3 split off from the team. Sap Magic healing is decent, but not enough. And now this is giving Mobstar Koi a moment where BDS are split apart to look towards the Baron. They're also low. One reset does come on through. Teleport now back from Nuke. 3v5. BDS are going to have to try and play this one out as MKOI aren't exactly high HP either. Where is this one going? Alvaro looks for the hook, lands it onto Paris. Perhaps not the easiest target, but a big knocker for Jojo. Baylor comes on through and Paris likely dies. Survives by rebounding his soldiers. Jojo, Ice trying to trade this one out, gets one back potentially. Ice does get one, but he's on top of the Soul Flare. The Mobstar Koi against all odds find themselves an ace into BDS.
Insane.
Quite deliver into all 5 members. Back to Baron though, and Mobstar Koi couldn't take it in the break.
Yeah, and remember this time they actually have their ultimates. The Maokai goes in again.
Gold lead has been shrunk, but it's still very much BDS favor. Now Elioya is the one who's being caught out. The Sejuani is roast pork. Pick that one up. The depth charge comes on through. Hostile takeover onto Super. Just eat away from Paris. Bailed out, but will fall. Not enough money to bring that business back from the brink. Alvaro hooks on in and will swiftly regret it. Double hop this time as Mirwin is taken down by Nuke. Super goes over the wall, but it's Foster shot out. Jojo looks for an angle. Has unbound the Soul. Equalizer keeps Super pinned into that choke point, but will not take them low. BDS win the fight, but they are all quite low. I don't know whether they can do
space denying tools, and now Mobstar Koi say, okay, that's a lot of that gone. Let's go towards the Baron ourselves. BDS realize, okay, there's not much we can do about this. Baron at half HP, and I think they might have to give up the approach.
Baron going to be starting taken down. No way in for BDS, and now Mobstar Koi turn for the fight. Fate sealed used. Going to be Jojo locked up though, and taken out just shy. And it's his own fate that ends up being sealed. Mirwin now in danger, being run down by the Rumble, and Nuke, who can hop over the wall. Both solo laners from Mobstar Koi might be the penance they pay for taking the Baron. Minions starting to do a lot of work. They're trying to make sure that this Karma, who can run real fast with Defiance, may get an execute. I don't know. There's not been a lot of damage on it so far. Trying to reset. Wait, Baron powered recall, not enough. Nuke hops forward and gets the kill.
Crosses the raw penetration from that Ezreal. Really, really nasty. Irrelevant feeling a bit of the sting of that one.
GA just completed for Jojo. Teleports back in. 1-1-3 goes very deep. Immediately throws down Nature's Grasp to get something down. Big chunk back. Jojo finally hits it all, but is immediately burned out. Gets a huge chunk back. 1-1-3 burning out with the bailout. The GA prevents his reset. Hostile takeover comes across, but look who's been picked off. It's Nuke. He's eviscerated. Jojo kills his man.
The bomb's been disarmed, the Tristana hits the ground, and Mobstar Koi might just have been able to play the slow game well enough to walk forwards for at least an inhibitor. 40 seconds on the Tristana is enough for them to take control of the map, but not enough to end the game. This has put them into the gold lead, though. They've managed to puzzle their way out, rather, from BDS.
Not hitting his ult. Finds some key ones there. Is currently soloing the Dragon Irrelevant. Finds a lot of people, but actually the rest of BDS coming over to try and play this, but suddenly they're all being caught out. Mobstar Koi collapse and BDS. What was the decision making there? Ice in a 1v3 won't get anyone with him. He tries. And the respawns will come on through for Nuke on 1-1-3, but it's in trade for the rest of the team.
BDS try and sneak their way towards the Dragon, but all they find is doom. Dragon goes over to Mobstar Koi. It's not Soul, but it's so many kills on top of it that BDS have to let it go. Don't want to lose another death for nothing.
Second Baron coming on through, and BDS were up 5,000 gold. Blink and you miss it. It's now 3,000 gold to Mobstar Koi. They've got Soul Point. They've got a second Baron. 4 items as well. Really makes it difficult to get damage onto the Ezreal, who's got this huge AP and power shields at this point. Alvaro, though, going to be the target. Hit with the Chains of Corruption. Immediately taken out. Nuke and Ice, though, get blasted by a Mantra Q. Jojo in the backside. Bailout on Ice will not be enough, and they just get 3! Karma for 2. Jojo and Super help with the rest. Alioya will step on forward with an Arctic Assault and get another. Nuke's got to try and pull off something. And there is just nothing to be found. He digs deep and the well is dry. Mobstar Koi made to work for it in game 2. But but work hard they do, and it will be a 2-0 to the Spanish org.
The 2-0, one domination, one they had to do a bit of problem solving for, but that they did. BDS game 2, they shored things up, played a composition, really locked down those objectives, but they just were outmatched on a thinking level today. A wider process, the macro, and the way to approach these team fights by MKOI.
And I genuinely thought we were going to 3 there. Felt that that game was a done deal. BDS were calm, collected.
No, I'm too far down the rabbit hole. I've got to be so careful what I say.
And this time they've made it easier for us. So props to KC. Now, as I said before, the reason this matchup not only comes here, but Linces, he's putting his money in the right place in the bot lane gank where Kalist and Targamas are looking for their last minion, but he puts up the emote. Kalist, will he have to flash away is the next question. Hilly then turns to Targamas, gets behind him, flash away with a step. Hilly stepped too far up, and Kalist styles him for first blood.
Linces didn't have...
After that 3v3, 3v2,
Yeah,
KC doing pretty well.
The problem is, so Linces is trying to get down to the bot lane, but he's already got Vi in the way.
Hilly steps up when Kagasa blows are on, but they're going to all in instead. But Kalist just rends him a second time. With Winter's bite, Kaz in trouble, but he flashes outside the Vault Breaker. It looks flashy, but he won't get anything done. Linces sneaks in, but he's got his boys behind him, so Kalist will be safe and sound, snug as a bug, as Linces goes down without a simple tug. 4 kills here for KC. And
Shenanigans essentially on the map after this one, because you can see there, they know what's going down. But in this position, Linces needs to go back into his bot side jungle, clear that out, reset himself if Kalist doesn't back off. Karzi trying to see if he can push him backwards.
Well, Hilly, it would require a flash that he does not have anymore, as Chayak, he's going to get bopped back a little bit here, and Chayak, speaking of flashes, already burnt, he's dead. One more, Winter's bite, the sidestepping the fear. And he's alive. Meanwhile, the all-out in top spells trouble here for Kana, as he has to just roll on out. He lacerates a couple of times. Nuck needs to flip back. There's the public execution, a bit of a turn. Whoopsie daisy as Kana flashes, but it's dead anyway. Whoever lands it deals it a Nucker with a solo kill. Big kill Dagda. Outside of a bit of plating, Dragon sacking now also going to be stopped for Vitality, and Bot's in real danger here of enabling a dive. There's a Glacial Fissure down. A good fear from Chayak as ulti for Targamas doesn't really do too much, but do KC continue as they think about it a little bit more. The shifting sands in. Yike is now in as well. Cease and desist on top of this way as Chayak is running for his life, just trying to get a bit of movement speed. He gets shielding, but again, it's not enough. Vladdy also cleans up the after effect, which is Hillisang. So again, KC.
It's a very weird journey.
Yes. Well, like around half the world in 5 years.
It's a weird journey here.
Storm, it is indeed. Kalist is caught out. The flash engage is great from Vitality. They might even find another with Yike having to flash Vault Breaker. They need to force a play, and for Vitality,
see, nobody really wants to try and come through this choke point, because you can see, like, Vladdy's very capable of just setting up his soldiers in this area, but if you actually walk in as well, Hillisang can get that great ultimate, so you got to be very, very careful, which is why you're seeing KC just try and poke in that area, even using that flank opportunity to set up for the Ambessa to come through onto this top side. So you have Vitality, like, they need to get vision down, but KC just aren't letting them, and now they've got to back away. Great use of the terrain there by KC to deny Vitality access.
And now after taking the Dragon as well, they can walk on up and start threatening this mid lane play, because Vitality have moved right into the center of it, enabling a flushes here wall from Vladdy. Chayak in a lot of trouble, and yes, he spirals, he despairs as Linces cyclones in, but Vitality are down a member. It's now about the disengages. Shike also dies. I pause, I hold my breath, because I'm looking at Kalist to bring back the play. It's render clock for at least one, as Nucker's next up. He flushes away, but will not be speared to death. 3 versus 3 left alive.
The problem for KC was just the tower still stands. They will be able to take it now, but Nucker wants to stick around. Linces is coming in.
Fate's call under turret as well. The turret is low, but they're not targeting it yet. Kana needs to step on up and use the power of the grubs, as yes they do. Now the target truly there is the top laner. Kana taking it up for Winter's Bite, sets up concussive blows, but no, a clone to bait out as Linces crawls away. Vitality. I like searing as well. Sounds like red hot sun. As spears are in the Atacant, it starts off. Hilly has now spotted this out. Vitality, their angle comes with Lincers, but no flash available. Teleport in as well as we're right off the hot topic, right into the frying pan. Teleport from KC as well. Vladdy's already taken a bit of damage, but the stolen! Lincers just yoinked it! Great as Zero ulti though, disengages because KC knows this fight is getting rough, but Atakan for the debuff is a withdrawal. Okay, 4 members of Vitality have themselves a whirling GA that they're going to push in, and under this turret, care less and less about. KC running for their lives.
To keep Yike safe. So that's 2 of your engage tools down. It has to be Vladdy and Kana now who set this fight up. Again, this choke point is vital for both sides.
How do you punish the flash? You ignore it and you go for a Cyclone instead, but onto the clone. The public execution needs to go private as Hilly is tanking up and dead to a rend. Meanwhile, this is here is firing onto the Cassante. As we said, the one person that's going to blow him through with damage is Vladdy. The kill goes over to Kalis, and KC still remain in firm control.
3 members of Vitality stay standing. The poke is still relatively good. Chayek lending himself to that. KC going to fall back over towards the Dragon. I think Vitality just need to back away.
It's going to be Soul point. And just about a 5k goal. Then it's Soul for KC. But it would be Chemtech Soul. It means that the fighting ability gets that extra 13% of damage reduction as well. They're below 50 as Targamas sidesteps onto Hilly. He might have to crash down, but Targamas still walking in. Glacial Fish is fantastic, lines up the back. The public execution does the same, and into it, Vitality go, or rather KC. They ran too deep, but
Vladdy!
No! Vladdy sucks the blood dry as KC have had enough of waiting around. That shuffle was legendary.
It's not a plane, it's a bloody bird that's flying into the back line. Vladdy, Superman, the hero that KC needed, will close out game number 1 with a beautiful ultimate.
He was sick and tired of this going on. And KC, this is going to be a game to remember as well. Things seem slow until they weren't as game 1 goes over to Coming Core. After Vitality tried so hard to keep it going for as long as they could.
That was sick from Vladdy. It looked like the team fight was lost. You'd blinking health bars across the board. It looked like they'd gone too deep trying to kill Karzi, but out of nowhere, Vladdy makes it happen. Those Azir ultimates were so crucial this game.
I mean, he's playing a lot of control mages for a reason as we throw to a quick break and hopefully get to see Vitality buzz in for game.
Yeah, I mean, KC, strong team fights if they can get them going. Whereas Vitality, good side lane threat and pretty strong zone control, which I think is something that KC are going to be very careful of.
Really good. Naknako not opting in for it back. Instead, opting in to stay as the potential dive is now revisiting.
Kana is so close, though. If he can get a couple of autos on the minions, maybe he can try and hit that Mega Gnar, but it's too far away.
You're right. We'll wait and see. Waiting for the flash. Mega Gnar bar is building up. He's getting some autos down. He flashes. He hops, but under turret. Hilly is going to draw. Kana outplays it, and he's about to go Mega. There is nothing Vitality can do here. Even if he's zoned off, he might be able to jump back in as Naknako, meanwhile, backs away, but a dredge line reaches from outer space. A good dodge away from the piercing arrow, but KC have zoned while Kana still thinks about going back in.
Kana's just trying to use that boomerang to get the Mega Gnar. Has the hop now available. We'll get back to the tower. He's getting the CS. He's getting the experience. Whereas, look at bot side. Nako's been completely taken away. Targamas going to try and keep him at bay. Yike in the background.
Hilly's going to try and help out. Targamas, though, gets him for a root, and all it will take is a dredge line, and Nako's already jumped away. He leapt, he's rooted, he flashes, he's ignited, and he's about to be dead. KC on both sides of the map are obviously more experienced in the lane. Wait, is he changing lanes? But no, Kana's just moving towards Dragon. Thanks, Vedius. He's level 6, and all it takes Mega Gnar. Flash over the wall. Ambitious from Vladdy. It's a match fight from Lincers, but for the Dragon Smite, will it be worth it? Hero's entrance denied on the ground. Kana still gets it done, but no Mega Gnar in the end. A shutdown because he got 2 kills early is more gold back to Naknako.
I was going to say, you still get the Dragon as well.
Still here. 9 minutes in. I mean, yeah, those second grubs, those are the contests. But Yike has ulti here, and with ulti flash from Kana, I don't think Naknako has a chance. Locked up. The only reason he's breathing as he flashes away was because of Counter-Strike. But that's a different game, a different name. Yike is once again playing his fame.
And the hay fever is brutal in winter here in Berlin.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're going to get the ice on the opposite side. So Targamas, goodbye, my friend. There's very little you can do here.
Lonely, lonely Big Daddy is Targamas. He's halfway to level 6, won't have the depth charge to buy, but maybe too tanky to dive up as well. Dagda's going, hang on a minute, there's a Galio coming in. The Vitality knows, dredge line still hooks, but into a minion.
That was safe. Kana just got the bot lane turret, so he's fine. And the counter punch isn't there because of the Justice Punch from Vladdy.
And again, as that turret goes down, which by the way is huge, I mean, Targamas is going to try and interrupt. Hylissang goes into ulti, but Chains of Corruption, the flash. Vitality's bottom lane, the second time they tried to recall. And Dagda, I just feel like that maybe that's greedy.
It was a good sidestep from Targamas. So Hilly came out of the bush hoping to catch him with the quickness and then immediately dashed back onto Karzi, but because he missed it.
Chaos Storm's out though, and we talk about misses, but we talk about deliveries as Chayak with the Chaos Storm. He didn't need to flash, but at least he secures the kill.
Yeah, big play from Chayak. It was much needed. 10 seconds now. Oh my god, wait, Yike stole that over the wall.
Did he? How? Dagda, 4 grubs for KC, 2 for Vitality in the end, or rather only 1. Targamas sets up with the dredge line, and yet again, Death Charge.
Oh my god!
Win the world! Growth! You're not escaping, Hilly, you're going nowhere. Counter-strike to bring it back, but Kana to bring it in. KC's combo is a sight to behold.
Big circle comp smacking people in the mouth on Vitality.
First 3 levels, then win. 4? Level 4 maybe?
No, she's pretty alright. She's kinda, yeah.
Oh, flash away. Chain of Corruption already burned down, and this is an opportunity for Vitality. They've gotten Kalist. Targamas as well, running with his life as Wild Growth once again is out. Yike has set up the Strangle Thorns, and Hilly is just taking autos from a plant. Imagine dying to a bush as Hilly again rooted up. Apology hurts.
Hilly, you can go back sometimes. This Gnar, the threat to always push in on mid-wave as well. And if you ever try and overextend, as Vitality are about to now, Vladdy might have to come in.
On the hunt being used, there's the ulti as well from Kalist. He flashes away to get out of range. Permafrost sets him up as well, but it's a re-engage from Vladdy setting with the shielded Duranda zone. Dredge line at max range, roots in as the bottom lane of Vitality, just trying to kite back, but Kana won't let them as the roots from downtown hits. It's thanks to Yike. This teleport's drawn in from Shayak. He wants a part of this fight, but the fight's already done. Kana ready to leap in.
You can see an item and a half versus kind of the 1 items across the board. So Vitality at the moment are stronger. Kana doesn't have the play, so instead of KC going for the dragon, they're just trying to force the play on mid.
They are indeed. I mean, they've flashed with the ulti as well, but after the Glacial Prison, Kalist now comes out, and it's a living nightmare for Vitality running through. It's good though. Naknako found an angle. KC have lost their bot lane, and an opening presents itself. I set 1 snare, but there wasn't enough to ensnare Vitality from all those angles.
Brilliant timing window from Vitality. They went for the earlier resets on both Chayak and towards Naknako. They complete that half item, but also no Kana doesn't have a TP to match. So Naknako is able to teleport into the play.
In very simple terms, in both Game 1 and Game 2, the trades have always really been better. As On the Hunt is going to show us where it stops right there. Kalist still gets slowed here by the Permafrost, but he sends out the Chains of Corruption and starts fighting back. Kalist now with Lethal Templars. Vitality fought without all members there yet. The teleports took too long.
Karzi!
You can see into the back. Karzi's just run on in. He takes a while to die, but eventually does. As for KC, this fight is still going bad. Vitality frontline are still taking a while to die. And Kana now next on the Targamas again. Nako brings it in as Chayak's lead is showing us what Scaling's doing for Vitality.
Karzi's movement in that fight.
With Chayak and Nako lining up too.
Yeah, Ada kind of started to try and get that TP. Naknako disappears. There's the wave and bot that he could TP to and flank entirely onto this.
Getting low, it's a Justice Punch, so Vitality forced out as a flash. Targamas looks for the engage, but Chayak is just burning down the engage all of KC. A Mega Gnar ult would be great, but the Strangle Thorns does nothing. Look at Chayak again. A Chaos Storm to get bigger and bigger, and yes, Ardakan went to Carmine Core, but nothing else has gone their way in this fight.
That fight, as long as you can try and continue this, you're going to be in a good spot, but there's the reset.
Karzi's going to get depth charge though, and there's going to be a follow-up, and KC know it. Chains of Corruption fly through, but Karzi has got his support in the way, or rather, Jungler. Lensis will die for him. Karzi was caught, and it was a really good angle from KC that give them a numbers advantage for Baron.
Yeah, Hilly had just reset. I don't know if he reset on vision or how KC knew, but Targamas with a fantastic flank, and now the Baron has started. Chayak is here, but no jungler. Can Vitality win this 4v5?
Level 16 as Dredge Line has missed. Level 16 on the Victor is my point. Karzi wants to just auto away. The quickness in, a hero's entrance, a fly in. It's defensive, but it's not good enough. The Chaos Storm is now massive as they might not find the steal, but they'll find the fight. In the end, it goes over to KC, but Chayak, who went in melee, still wants to fight with Kalist, but Kazi will take that any day. Kana jumps in, top lane being top lane is all we've got left, and Kana will get spun on while Nuko closes the deal.
Revenge is
Vitality now trying to get this inner turret at the back end of the play.
But Vitality can go for either mid or they can go for this bottom side as well. So KC, they're being pulled thin across the map.
Right.
Kana,
He jumped on a Meganar. Nuko just jumped on a Meganar. He jumped on a Meganar, but he goes golden. He had a plan. Chains Corruption also thrown out in the choke. That found Targamas the Chaos Storm as well. Will get bigger. It encircles, it stuns, it electrocutes everything in its path. By himself for the time being. Kana with a Meganar bar that is slowly growing. A boomerang to throw out. He's now in the yellow. Okay. Vitality, no, this is about to be a Mega Gnar. An Arctic Assault from Linces. A flank. Kazi still isolated. KC looking for him. Depth charge. Kazi's dead. Left from the team. Triac now the hope is Vitality are dying. Dropping one by one. The ants are getting smaller. KC with 5 members. That dragon is theirs.
and under the magnifying glass, it's Vitality that are cracking. It's KC who are holding firm. And just like that now, wait, TP, yeah, he's just going top. They've given it up. He's starting to move in. They can run this through very quickly.
They really can, and Nuko will be on a minion wave. He leap strikes, he gets in range, but at 7k, 6k, it's going down fast. Killers, he's going to keep autoing away. A Glacial Fissure, Prison sent on up, Dredge line into the chain of Nest. The hero's entrance is a 5-man! Vladdy stuns them up, Kana sends them in, and KC sent Vitality packing.
Wait, Triac
is big onto Kalist. He's getting autoed. He'll die. A triple over to Triac, but Kana will make short work of that. Yike and his top laner stay up. So Baron point out what we've seen in every fight. That's a full item Zyra just about now, apart from the control wars, by the way. 5,000 is the lead for Yike. Controlling this game, as you'll see, as the Dredge line comes in, and Yike's damage will be seen. Shielded ran everything in. Kazi's knocked out, knocked back, sent away, but he's alive for now. He needs to ricochet. He needs to fight. He needs to hit. As Kazi sends out a boomerang, his auto attacks need to connect, but KC have once again found Hilly. It's 5 versus 4. It's health bars in disarray. It's KC chasing and chasing.
Vision is everywhere. Kana playing Bouncer, Vladdy in the same boat. But they haven't seen where the Sejuani is yet.
They're trying to get this red buff as quickly as possible to heal up. Linces will have a bit more moving power, but Kana is in Mega Gnar now, so they're going to burst it down, but taunt it out against the wall. KC have found their opening. Kazi stretch lined in though, but will he die? He does not. Elder, no steal. Smite is greater than Chaos Ray as KC walk away with the burning buff for 3.
BG going to start this up. This is what they're trading. That Elder Dragon buff is about to wear off.
Yeah.
So they use it for the Baron. Vitality will give. Look, how much can they get?
Must have been. Turret goes down, objective bounty, but KC have the Baron push. And maybe they thought on the side of Vitality, top's going anyway. Let's let the inhib go. We've got a Siffer. Kazi's going to step up, look for the play. As you said, Elder's down at 15.
They're still trying to hold on. Vitality are trying to wait this one out, but KC, they're done with waiting. They want to end this right
They
here.
want to try with the last remnants of the Elder. They push in. Chains Corruption set on up, but playing on the outskirts, Vitality are using that time. 2, 1, and now it's down. No Elder. Nuko will not be dead for an execution today as Vitality chase up. Kana doesn't have a Mega Gnar bar to play with. KC have to leave and make the game go a little bit longer. 2 sit bot, Yike in between. Vitality under fire from multiple fronts again.
KC been doing a good job of clearing that vision behind them, but Linces goes.
They pick a side, but it misses. Linces misses. As the quickness is set up, but it's right into the tangling arms of Yike. Hilly jumps into the back line, but it's all for naught. Nuko sent up, sent packing, sent away. Kana over. KC are in the base again. They'll find a knock-up. He'll find a flash, but who is finding what here? Hilly not dead. One more auto. Kazi steps up, but a Mega Gnar flushed away. Kazi! The mechanical skill shown again as Kalist into the base. Nuko spins, wins a little bit, and a grin. Kalist running away. He's got a GA, but Targamas does not. Kazi with that flash, I think saved the game, Dagda. As Kalist with the Mega Blast Cone. Nuko willing to chase. Vitality are not done.
They still want to keep chasing, but work for KC in these sorts of scenarios.
Feels like Vitality have now found new life, and it feels like Vitality have found a new angle. Smite to get rid of the shield. Yike is stunned up. In goes the Sejuani. The hero's entrance will find his mark as well. Yike has done the same job, though. Yike is big as Kazi's dead. Kalista's taking him out. The Victor, though, the Chaos Storm won't expand with the GA. The Vitality are all dead, Dagda.
KC immediately go bot. Kana wants to look for the end. They just need to stop Triac, and Targamas is doing that.
The AoE was enough. It all came together, and Yike lead felt like it made the difference. Kana teleports in, and as long as Vitality held out as much as we wanted in Game 3, Karmine Corps will still find their way to the Nexus. A delayed back in the middle of your screen, or at least the middle of the map. And Karmine Corps had to really work for this 2-0 in playoffs.
There's a grin on Yike's face, but they know how hard that one was fought for. In the last moments, Vitality go all out to try and kill Yike, but they just didn't quite have enough. What a series, though. What a game.
What a game. 46, 47 minutes or something in the end, and yeah, Yike's ultis were brilliant.